What's good? It's your boy Logic back in here with another video, and I'm just getting ready to go to work. I'm getting into my car, and I'm about to head the fuck out. Well, Fresh and Fit just did their video, spilling the tea, coming clean, giving a little bit more context to the situation, and I didn't know it was gonna be that good. Really, I like it almost felt like a movie where someone is painted the criminal and then some ace detective does a lot of like work and shit and then somehow finds out that I know everything pointed in this direction, but really this person was the culprit. That's basically what it seemed, and based on the evidence that they gave out, completely understandable. And then some of the information they gave that they just felt like they had to give out about other content creators, like Kevin Samuels and the way he moved about like their channel and shit like that, seems within character. Their friends that they used to rock with. They even brought up the CME, which in my last video I brought that up, like that in Las Vegas when they did the CME, how they said we didn't talk to him. Allende tried to give him a handshake, and they said, nah, I mean, we cool, but we ain't cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like I said in my last video, I said, hey, they didn't even clap for the man when he was getting recognition and shit. So that just tells you that I paid attention, and then that I was, rocking with him. Like I said, they probably gonna skate out 100% clean, but they skated out probably about 80% clean. I didn't even think it was gonna be that much. I was like, maybe like 60% clean. They probably did some immoral shit, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, really, Fresh was cool the whole time. Like Fresh, like this really wasn't about Fresh. Like Fresh, they just didn't rock with him all like that because maybe he's a little flashy or whatever the case may be. But it was more about Myron's antics and whatnot, right? And once he gave the context of all those situations, you could really see, like, you would probably move in the same way. The only fault, he had maybe two main faults, and only one of them is really an issue. When he was talking to the fitness chick, and he said, we ain't gonna collab unless we fuck, that seemed very look, basically, he was direct. It's funny when you say this is how you move, and then you see how it is in real time, you'll get a way different depiction of what they're really saying. It's one thing to say something, it's another thing to do it. And being direct, I guess people have a romanticized version of how to be direct, and then there's just like a raw way of being direct, And like I said, he lives in Miami, and the girls are different, and the culture and all this other stuff. So maybe the way other people perceived it, like how he said he does it, he did it. But when put into context, after she kept badgering him, after he dropped it, he said, hey, I want to date you, and then we can fuck, whatever, while you down here collabing. She didn't want to do that, and he just said, okay, no problem, I ain't gonna worry about it. We can just end the conversation here. And she kept hitting him back up like the next day or whatever, and because she was up in her feelings and shit, because maybe she felt like she was entitled to the platform or something, like, once you put that in there, you're like, oh, okay, that's crazy. Like, it did seem like he ended the conversation, but with his context put in there, it was way more understandable. So that was one of the little faults. And the other one is the little pregnant chick, quote unquote pregnant, right? He didn't use a condom. He said he pulled out. Now, yes, I know he capes for using a condom. That was a mistake on his part. But once you see the mental instability of the female, you knew why he had to rock a certain way. He had to move a certain way, because she was, you could tell that she was a little unstable, right? So the two main things that involved the girls, like, men will be men will fuck up, men will fight, do whatever. But when it came to the girl situation, that's usually the more serious, because it's always like predatory. Did he rape her? Did he take advantage of her? This, that, and the other, right? And I'm gonna tell you like this: if y'all really don't want to take advantage of females, then you got to stop running game on females, because the art of game is almost in a way to take advantage. Like, you're playing off girls' emotions. You're kind of telling them what they want to hear, and, you know, to get what you want. I mean, that's kind of taking advantage. Like, first, let's say you're getting to know the chick. Maybe she's divulging information about her upbringings. Maybe she mentions her traumas. Like, basically, you're fishing for info that you could use against her. Basically, you're gaming on her. You're doing whatever. You're trying to make her feel good in your presence, and you're trying to slide them draws down. All right, look, that's what game's been about the whole time, right? Now, I guess when you explain it, then or do it, then say it, like I said, you get a whole different like depiction of what it is. So we need to get that out of here. You know, he didn't do anything out of the normal, like what a normal nigga would do when he's like gaming a chick. He also tried to spend multiple nights with her. He didn't want to just pump and dump. I mean, he probably wanted to put her in a rotation. That's fine. She's been on the podcast before, so she already knows how he thinks, but she still was trying to think different. She got caught up in her own emotions. That's like, guys have had houses burnt down and cars fucked up over female emotion. All right, so right there, those were the main two. The Large and the Ende thing or whatever. You know, him coming out being a pimp and stuff seems reasonable, understandable. He works with girls all the time. And he's trying to possibly pimp girls on the show, whatever. The Ende coming off a little whatever, that seems possible too. You know, it is what it is. You know, now we know the context about the party situation. Let's see here. What else did they talk about? You know, he gave out his identity. He felt like he owed everybody, you know, an explanation on what he did, what his real name was, and all that other stuff. So they did what they said they're gonna do, right? They did this. Now the paternity thing is weird. Like how the girl doesn't want to show him the paternity test results. She doesn't want him to take her down to get the paternity test. It is what it is. Now, they're young cats. They got a lot of fame real quick, and it went to their head. They admit to that, and obviously, I even said that. Like, you know, it was obvious. Like, if I gained that much fame that fast, you know, it is what it is, right? Now here's the thing. I say Kevin Samuels, he gained a lot of fame pretty fast too. Once he switched his platform up, and you saw that he kind of took off, he got 1 million subs. And here's one of the things I don't like about Kevin Samuels. This is really like the only thing. I like his message. I like the way he articulates his presentation. He's an old head, so he's coming from a place of experience and this and that. Even when people were trying to come after him, calling him gay and this and that, and he has a kid and you know, whatever. There's a lot about Kevin Samuels we don't know. There's a lot of things that I tell you like this. There really ain't too many other content creators that have came as clean as Fresh and Fit. Period. They put their souls on the goddamn line. But back to Kevin Samuels. One of the main things that I don't like about Kevin Samuels is that he be tripping over the donations. He has 1 million subs and he be tripping over the donations. All right. Now, that doesn't mean he doesn't have a right to get paid, or he doesn't, you know, whatever, you know, he makes his points on why he does that or whatever the case may be, but the fact that he also stops the show, you know, he stops the show for likes and dislikes and donations, and I'm like, God damn, Fresh and Fit, they'll pause the show for a little bit, wait and get the likes up, whatever, but that's free. So asking somebody to do something that's free, that's one thing. But then, you know, Kevin Samuels, he'll be talking about, you know, blah, blah, money, whatever, right? But what I'm trying to get at is Fresh and Fit don't talk about donations. They make money off their views. They make enough money off their views to where they don't really need to worry about donations. But the thing is that Kevin Samuels has probably 3 times the views or whatever. Maybe they don't got as many donations, for whatever the case may be. Maybe he doesn't get as many donations as Fresh and Fit. But here's the thing: he's making sustainable amount of income, but he wants to, he's even said it, he's like, he wants all the money. Like, he wants to stack money on top of money, or whatever the case may be. Doesn't matter how it rubs his audience, whatever kind of way. But that's just my personal thing. About Kevin Samuels, like, his content is great, but the way he kind of comes at people about the money, whatever. But why I brought that up is it does sound reasonable for him to want Fresh and Fit to reschedule, because, they share the same subscribers, all this other stuff, because he's very money oriented. All right. Now, so that gave credit to what they said. Like, you see that when Kevin Samuels blew up, he don't show up on the set. He don't move the same now, and people, and there's an explanation, I guess, for that. Every now and then he'll pop his head in somebody's chat or whatever. But he's been moving on other platforms trying to branch out, but at the same time, kind of forgetting where he came from. Like, that's what it feels like. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't keep in contact. Look, here's what's fucked up. I'll tell you this right now. I watched Donovan Sharp. And Donovan Sharp, like, half the time on his little streams or videos, he's like, oh, Kevin Samuels trying to call me again. Man, I have to call him back. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm doing a show right now. I'll get back to him. He's interrupted Donovan Sharp's show plenty of times. So the window of communication between Donovan and Kevin Samuels is open as a motherfucker. Donovan rocks with Fresh and Fit, especially Myron. As far as I know, I don't know what the up-to-date situation is, but that, whatever. So there's a common person between the two of them. And Kevin Samuels obviously goes out of his way to keep, who he probably talks to, Donovan, and he probably talks to O'Shea Duke Jackson. So he's going out of his way not to rock with Fresh and Fit. And I think that it's because he knows that they share the same subscribers and they're lightweight competition. He's already made it known that it's about his money, and it is what it is. So I'm not saying that he's a bad man behind, but it's like, it's a business first mentality. That, look, he knows that the video thing too. Like, I'm like, God damn, he wants them to take the video and he wants credit for the video and shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I understand that you boosted the views on a video because it got like 1 million views, but I'm just like, is this really like what it is? But like I said, it's in his character, because he also, he talks about get the donations up. I'm going to stop the show if I don't get some donations and shit like that. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. And then like I said, lead attorney, he ain't shit. They ain't rocking with him. I understand. Fresh and Fit both have different opinions on who they want to rock with, but they're different people. Understandable. That's how I know this ain't no setup and shit. If Fresh is like, man, you can fuck with him, but I ain't. I respect that. Like, when they say, like, man, Fresh is a yes man. He obviously has his own opinion, and he was forced to come out with his own opinion. You're like, O'Shea's an OG, and out of respect, Myron wants to keep those bridges. He knows that the best way for the manosphere to stay together, to stay strong, is to have some type of unity, some type of, way to communicate, and, have olive branches and willing to have each other's back in time of need and shit like that. Fresh is more like, look, man, you gotta move and rock and prove to me, like you can't be flip-flopping, doing this, doing that, not giving us the benefit of the doubt to come out and then shame us and doing all that other stuff. And I was like, I understand that too. So, because you don't want friends or people in your circle that can flip-flop so easily. You know what I'm saying? You got to get rid of those type of people. So it is what it is. But like I said, so they're trying to, Myron, he understands the importance of community and shit like that. So, whatever. Now, like I said, lead attorney, trash. I'm subscribed to him. I'm probably going to unsubscribe to him, because, like, the way he was moving on this whole subject was very unlike an attorney. Him basically just trying to make sure that she tried to get that bag off Myron and shit like that. I'm like, all right, man. And she was sounding funny anyway, whatever. Like, lead attorney, bad advice, all right? O'Shea, I don't know if he's gonna detract or do whatever. It is what it is. I don't want to unsubscribe to him because he's an OG, out of respect, but we'll see what happens based on to see how O'Shea rocks after this information came out. Will determine whether I unsub or sub. A lot of people gotta do some owning up. Now, Jessica X, I'll talk about Jessica X, like one of the only main females in this space. Look, here's the thing. A lot of people that come in the manosphere, they usually have to give up a lot. And I've seen Minister Jap talk about it, Donovan talk about it, Coach, everybody. When you come in this space and you put your face out there, your name out there, everything out there, you're going to lose a lot. You're going to lose a lot of friends. You're going to lose jobs. You're going to lose a lot of shit. Fresh and Fit already lost their jobs from getting, like, in the beginning, they already said, we lost our jobs coming here. So they was willing to make that sacrifice that every other content creator in the manosphere had to give up. They still had their name. They still tried to hide what they used to do, but beforehand, out of just, privacy and shit, but you knew that they had to give up shit, right? And on their stream, they gave up their full names, kind of like the income shit, kind of with Walter or Fresh. They said, hey, look, this is really what it is, and what Myron used to do, and how he had a good paying job on some federal level shit. They bared it all. They took the armor off. People can come at them in any type of direction now. Jessica X is coming in this space, especially as a female, hide behind an avatar. We don't know shit about her. We don't know if she's quote unquote a high value woman. What I mean by that is she really what she looks like. Is she not a Pillsbury biscuit can? Is she, she has a nice gentle voice. It's soothing. It's pleasant to listen to. And on top of that, from her little picture, she's cute. That's one of the best combinations to catch a man. Even if she was live and in person, if you're cute and you sound pleasant, that's already like you're in there. Same thing with online. If you present a pretty face and you talk, with some elegance, you're gonna get in viewers. She knows this, but she hasn't had to give up the same shit that men have given up. And then she was able to flip flop and do this and do that and whatever. And for all her talking and being pretty reasonable, I don't think she was really reasonable in this situation. But she can do that because she don't got nothing to fucking lose. She didn't look for Fresh and Fit to give up everything like that speaks volumes, and I gotta give them respect just off the rip. Whether they was grimy or whatever, they gave up. They putting their shit on the line. Jessica X ain't put shit on the line, and she's able to shift and groove. And we already know that there's gonna be people that are gonna cape for her just because she's a female. They're gonna go a little easier on her because she's a female. It's inevitable to get that shit. If people are taking it easy on a nigga, it's because he provided value outside of his looks and shit. That caping for somebody doesn't make it right. But when a man gets caped for, he earned it in all respects. Jessica is just a pretty face with a nice, but she didn't bear nothing. Give out her identity. Like, put a, I'll even admit, I didn't try to force the issue that she needs to come out, but I always thought it was a little thing. Like, why doesn't she ever, what's the problem? Like, you keep popping up on the avatar. Are you not putting your face together or something? You always coming out the shower or something? You don't want to, but it's been a while and she's never came out. So that's my thing. Like, Jessica X, I don't know if I want to really rock with her like that, but she ain't given up. She hasn't paid her dues to really be moving around in this space. She also doesn't come out with enough content on a regular basis for me to really even subscribe anyways. Like, she just pops up when shit's hot and then she kind of drifts off. She don't really make up real content. She's more reactive, whatever. So, but that's my thoughts on it. Fresh and Fit, I think they cleared their name about 80 to 90%. I wonder how people are going to rock with them now. I think they gained back 1,000 subs, and I hope they do better in the future. And like I said, I was a little skeptical, but y'all proved me wrong, guys. So this is Logic. I'll holler at y'all later. Time to go to work.